Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hopefully, you're doing well. I am obviously in a different configuration here. My other desk is totally taken apart, which means that my microphone rig and everything is also taken apart. So I've tried to piece it all back together here for the show. We'll try and probably make this fairly simple and quick, but let me make sure that I'm actually live here. Hey, well, let me make sure that I'm actually live here. Okay, so we are live. I am doing this through StreamYard, which is my old BirdDog account, but not, it was registered to my name, but it's not, so it's not being done through BirdDog. However, some of the old video files are in here, so that's fun to kind of reminisce and see how those look. And it's also interesting to revisit the workflow of StreamYard. And so I've used StreamYard for other things since I've left BirdDog, but there's it's not vMix, so there's very little I can do here. Now I can still share my screen, which is great. A couple other things. I can see the chat. It brings it in directly to StreamYard. Now, the only disadvantage here is that I can't stream to multiple platforms at once. So with vMix, I can go to Twitch and I can go to YouTube. But in this instance, I'm pretty much limited to one. So I'm over on YouTube right now, but that's about it. Hey, John, nice to see you. Sadly, the video is skipping a fair bit. Really? I am also watching on YouTube, and it is clean for me. So I wonder what the deal is there. Yeah, it's clean. And this is, I'm not watching it internally, I'm watching it externally. So that is weird that it's skipping. Let me go over to, how can I do this? I am watching it, kind of like watching it come back. And, oh yeah, I can show these two here. Maybe it's on my side. Refresh the browser, see what you can find out. But mine is clean here. And I'm not showing any sort of errors or anything inside of StreamYard. So I will go over, though, and check inside. All right, I just want those to go away for a minute. I'm going to go over and check inside of the studio on YouTube and make sure that it's clean. The other question I had was, what about the audio, right? So the way I've had to run this, so because the computer's all taken apart, this is all going through a Mac Mini that I have that I use for work. And you can tell the lighting is different. I'm just using ambient lighting right now, and so everything looks really cold. I haven't changed anything, but the audio is still the RE20, but it's not mounted. It's actually just on my desk. And so there's a fair bit of distance between me and that microphone. And yeah, we shall see how that sounds. Now, I have this on my phone here, and I can... and that just a little, oh, you can hear my son in the background. He's on the other side of the door complaining because him and his sister were fighting. So I'm just going to look through. So anyways, I think it sounds good, but it's also a fair ways away from my mouth. So there's really no filtering or turning it down. Everything's basically turned up really high. And hopefully that's fairly clean on your side. So, okay. So what's going on? So you caught me right in the middle of a transition that I'm headed to. I'm moving and headed to Tennessee. And so that was kind of the big announcement a few weeks ago, is that we're packing up our house, we're trying to sell, and also we're going to do that later. Also trying to kind of get everything packed away and ready to go. But in the meantime, I also am trying to go visit my folks in Toronto. And so we're planning that trip for tomorrow morning. We have a couple of things that we need to do to, get ready for that. But we're headed to Toronto. We're going to be there Friday afternoon, evening, and we're going to stay until Tuesday. We're going to come back on Tuesday because on Monday, we're going to take our kids over to one of the islands in Toronto, which is called Center Island, which is literally the middle island. And Center Island is a amusement park for kids. So we're going to spend the day Monday over there. probably with one or two of my other family members. We'll take the train in and make it a whole day, but riding kid rides all day, and then take the train back to town. So that'll be pretty fun, and we'll see what the plan, like how that kind of plays out over time. But yeah, it'll be good. Hang on one second. All right. So, all right, give me a second. Okay, so sorry, parenting, single parenting today because today is my wife's last day at her job here in Michigan, and then tomorrow's a holiday. What holiday is it tomorrow? Anyways, tomorrow's a holiday, so um, I missed the what is it? Gold? No, that's not it. Today, Flag Day. Flag Day. Anyway, so tomorrow is a holiday, I guess. So Holly will be here at the house, but she's kind of finishing up her job today and then is all done. So pretty excited about that. Happy to have her around so that it's not just one parent in the house. The other thing that I did was so when I go camping, I take hammocks. So I have a Hennessy hammock, which is a really cool invention. It's a company out in British Columbia, Hennessy Hammock. And I've shown these on the stream before, but let me just pull them up real quick. And their slogan is the coolest tent in the world. And I think that's pretty accurate. I think that's, makes a lot of sense. The easiest to share with two monitors. All right, don't show me this again. Oh wow. Okay, so apparently I haven't used the this function before. Let me see if it'll still let me do it. Wait, cancel. Okay, so yeah, this is that Hennessy Hammock website, and it is one of the coolest hammocks in the world. The one that I have is the Classic Expedition. This is the owner. There's one called the Expedition. Let me see if I can find like the actual type. No, it's not economy. All hammocks, and then mine is called the Expedition. This one, not the Zip. Expedition Deluxe Classic. This guy. And basically what it is, the Explorer, sorry. It is a hammock with a bug mesh, and then it has a tarp over top of it, which is like a rain fly, right? And that allows you to stay in it in all sorts of weather. And so it's a 3-season hammock, really cool little invention that I stumbled upon, bought, and have figured out a system to camp in. And so when I go camping in Northern Ontario every August, this is usually the hammock that I bring. But I have two little kids who are also very keen on camping out in the backyard, as kids are, and had to probably figure out a different, situation for them so that they could also participate. So what I ended up doing is, you've probably seen Tensile hammocks, which is a legit tree tent. It's a hammock tent is what it is. And so I will find mine that I have. I think mine's called the Connect, if I'm not mistaken. It's supposed to be a 2-man tent. But if I go here and say share this tab instead, there you go. This is the one that I have, actually in green. And I didn't pay $600 for it. But it's an interesting system. You kind of need 3 perfectly placed trees for this to work really well. In the backwoods behind my house, I have 3 trees that are relatively close to, being in position for this to work. But anyways, it works really well with my kids, and having 2 of them on one side and me on the other. So last night we spent the night in this tent hammock. And that's always a pretty exciting evening for the children. And so that was fun. However, you don't get much sleep because it is floating. All right. So it's pulled with ratchet straps to be really tight. And then the flooring is really tight. And then you kind of pop up the tent on top of it. And I can show you some of the without the fly. So if you go to something like this is the design. That's without the fly over top. But it gives you this kind of option to be off the ground. One nice thing about this is you don't need air mattresses. If you sleep in a hammock at all, you don't need an air mattress. And quite frankly, you don't need a very heavy sleeping bag if you're sleeping here in Michigan between June and August. And so I just had a pretty light one. My kids both have heavier sleeping bags, but that's just because I don't want them to be cold. So yeah, we spent the night in this hammock, which was really quite fun. It's fun for them and fun for me. But if you are sharing this tent with someone else, anytime they move, it shakes the whole thing. So it's pretty it's kind of like sleeping on a trampoline in many ways. So I actually really I've used this tent hammock for more than just one, just when I go camping myself. And what I do is it gives me lots of room to put my stuff on one side and then me on the other. And then all my stuff stays dry. Whereas if you sleep in a Hennessy hammock, you kind of have to come up with a method for where your stuff is going to go, because obviously there's no room for you to put your gear. So either you pack super light and you wash your clothes and you just bring a couple changes of clothes and everything can kind of stay in the hammock with you, or you have to build some sort of shelter to, have this stuff, even under the hammock, there's not really a ton of real estate. So you have to bring a tarp usually, and you set up a tarp and then you can put your stuff underneath there. It also gives you a good place to change and get dressed and whatever. So interesting inventions that I've come across. But all that to say, I did spend the evening in a hammock last night. And so I'm a little, we'll say, disheveled and a little disoriented. So we are trying to do all the things before we move, right? Because who knows what the year is going to bring after we move down to Tennessee, and how quickly the summer is going to go by. It's probably only going to be like 4 weeks, and then the kids are going to be back in school. So that's a pretty fast turnaround for summer. So anyway, there's tons of things going on. My wife's car just started acting up, and so I've got to take that into the shop today and have them look at that. It's just making a pretty loud noise, so it sounds like I've got a hole somewhere in a pipe. Hopefully that's all that is. Hopefully it's not several thousands of dollars to fix. But when I called the guy, he's like, yeah, that's a pretty simple, it's pretty easy to diagnose. So we'll let you know. So we're going to drop that off this afternoon and get that taken care of. But in the meantime, I've got to finish getting all my stuff ready for Sunday, because we've got another live stream that I've got to put together through ProPresenter, which I've been working on here at the house. And then I've got to pack for Toronto. We've got to take the hammock down. We've got to get the sleeping bags out. We've got to take the car by the dealership. There's just a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of things happening. So that's okay. It's okay to be busy, but we are planning a trip to Toronto. Man, my glasses are super crooked. I hate that. It's time for new glasses, I think, because I've had these since 2019. So yeah, that's 5 years. Yikes. So yeah, time for new glasses. Anyway, so yeah, there's kind of a lot of things on my plate, and we're trying to just kind of get everything done and in order. I'm sure I'm going to miss something. We did ship out. So we had a pod storage unit in our driveway, and we did ship that out this week. So I kind of had to load it as best I could. I got both kayaks. I got both kayaks in the storage unit, which is amazing, because I thought I would at least have to take one of them down. But again, for those of you who are just joining us, I also had to I have a giant kayak. So look at this, Will Waters is hanging around. Hey, what are the updates from Infocom? Yeah, that's one thing I want to get to if I can. You would be a great person to tell me this, because aren't you there? So one of the things that's going on is, yeah, InfoComm is happening right now. I know Bird Dog is down there, and hey, there's finally a support guy from Bird Dog at InfoComm at one of the shows. So amazing enough. I believe Frink is down there with maybe Josh. I actually don't know who else is down there. Let me look up. Oh, can't do it there. Let's go over to LinkedIn and see what they have to say. Let's go ahead and sign. For crying out loud. Cancel. Oh man, I hate this thing. So I'm transitioning between Google Chrome and Brave, just because I'm trying to use less Google stuff if I can, but they're everywhere, so it's kind of hard to do that. So let's go here. Linked. Whoops. I actually don't really. I haven't seen anything this week, Will, on things that are being announced at InfoComm. I know that it's back in Vegas, which is pretty cool, and hopefully guys are having a good time down there. But it is pretty hot here. I bet it is. June in Vegas. That definitely cannot be a nice, cool vacation. All right, let's save this. I just got a password authentication thing from LinkedIn. Let's take a look at that real quick. Here it is. All right. So, Will, you're over there with Audinate. What is Audinate doing? I'm going to look it up, but what are you guys doing? Audinate. Here we go. Let's go ahead and see what the Audinate website says about InfoComm. Let's see their posts. All right, and I'll stream this. The Dante Director. Interesting. Share screen. Here is LinkedIn. Seamlessly monitor and control your Dante network from anywhere. Organize devices and route signals across subnets with ease with the new Dante Director. All right, so the question is, all right, it is going to actually play the audio. So
Dante Director gives AV professionals the power to manage Dante networks remotely from anywhere. In fast-paced environments, ensuring that AV systems are ready to be used at a moment's notice is an ongoing challenge. Accessing, organizing, and routing signals from a myriad of manufacturers across multiple remote locations can be a daunting task. And securing your network from any unintended or malicious modification can leave even the most strident professional frustrated. Dante Director is designed to meet these challenges, enabling ongoing remote AV management as your network grows. Dante Director is a cloud-based SaaS solution for professional IT management of any size Dante network. With Dante Director, you can organize your Dante network into logical device groups, provide controlled user access while securing your device network from unwanted intrusion and manipulation, route signals across subnet boundaries for increased flexibility, monitor and manage your network from anywhere with an internet connection, examine real-time event logs, and make any necessary adjustments with Dante Director and new remote access for Dante Controller enabled by Director. And with access to the Dante Managed API, you can build custom control surfaces and integrations with other monitoring applications, dashboards, and more. Dante Director is easy to configure and add to any existing Dante network. No additional hardware required. Bring professional remote device management to your Dante network with Dante Director. Start a free 30-day trial today.
Okay, so I wonder, my next question obviously is, what is the pricing structure? So this was posted a day ago. So is this your announcement? Our friends are blazing the trail with a new large node channel. ProLab 4 weeks ago. Okay, so the Director seems to be the thing. Let's can I get to your, here we go. Okay, so this is their website. Meet Dante. We've already done that. Dante website. Who uses Dante anyway? I'm very fascinated with the idea of being able to coordinate everything like a complete system that can be managed cloud-based, right? That makes a lot of sense to me. Having all of these signals that are digitized to they're already network ones and zeros. Why not then make them accessible anywhere? Especially because Dante doesn't really have a huge network requirement. It gets a little crazy with the multicast stuff, but for the most part in the networking world, Dante doesn't have like super extreme networking extremes requirements. So if you're doing remote productions, that would be ideal to have the ability to just link them up cloud-based and go with it. So what's going on, Angus? Good morning. Good morning indeed. So the pricing, I asked about the pricing structure, and the word is it's $1 per device per month. The starting price is $20 a month for 20 devices. That is actually that's a great price. Whose idea was that? Was that your idea, Will? That's a really good price. Because what is that? $240 a year for your baseline? I mean, yeah, that's really good. That's less than the cost of one Dante interface device, one Dante AVIO device. That's a good price. I like that, actually. I'm surprised at that pricing. So well done. Okay, of course, we want to check out if Bird Dog's doing anything at Infocom. They are there. I don't see any announcements from them. So they're just showing the new cameras and stuff, which is fine, but no announcements at Infocom. That's okay, though, because their development team usually doesn't work that quick. If they were going to announce anything, it would be NAB. That's kind of more their priority. So that doesn't surprise me too much. But that's cool that Audinate has something going on. Who else should we check out at Infocom? Let's see does Infocom even have a little bit nervous to ask who else is launching stuff. Infocom's becoming quite the show, like in terms of what they're showing and who's going and all that sort of thing. Infocom's kind of taking off, which is great because I always think that they need more competition in that space, especially up against NAB. But let me see, Infocom, the Infocom show, or hashtag Infocom 2024. So VizRT is there. I don't know. I don't see anything in terms of announcement wise from them. The Netgear business, we're accepting an award for Netgear 4250 AV line switches. They're officially the 2024 Rave Readers Choice Award winner for favorite video product. Wow. When a network switch gets favorite video product, that's hilarious. This honor, voted on by the AV community, will mean the world to us. Thank you for your incredible support. And there is John Hinkle on that post. That's cool. Anything else? Anything else? Digital Projection got an award. Anything else? Let's see here. I know that Jake Feynman did a presentation on the main stage there for Infocom, so that's pretty cool. So to draw a distinction, just again getting updates through my personal contact, who I thought, are you awake early or something at Infocom? Is that why it's probably not time yet for the show? But anyways, Infocom services have a bigger market than NAB. It's all the boring AV infrastructure and meeting rooms. It's true. Like if you really wanted to get your devices into the worlds like the diversifieds and the guys that are doing integration, Infocom seems to be that sort of show, whereas NAB is more about the broadcasters world, which is, I mean, that's literally their name. So you can't fault them too much for that. But I do like the that Dante announcement, that Dante director. I'll have to look into that more and kind of have get more information on that before I do my next show, because that's great. Alrighty. Well, as I have said in the earlier part of the show, there's a few irons in the fire with me moving, and that has been quite the challenge for the coordination side of things. So as we're getting ready to do that and move things along here, I've also got two kids sitting on the other side of that door that are bored because I took them off their screens, and so they've been on them pretty much all morning since we came in from camping out in the backyard last night. So, I mean, hey, they've had a pretty good morning so far. But all good, all good. Let me check one more thing here. Absen for video walls is doing some cool stuff. So let's see if they're on here. What cool stuff are they doing? Let's find out. Page posts go like this, and then we'll put this one up. Absen is here. This was posted 3 months ago. All right, 12 hours ago. Partnership announcements. Global Platinum Partner at Infocom. I don't really know what that means, but okay. Brimming with the diverse array of innovative LED displays and state-of-the-art solutions. Moreover, an array of exhilarating activities awaits you today. Come immerse yourself. Okay. So like digital signage, is that what I'm getting at here? LED walls, signs. I mean, again, if we're talking about integration, then that's likely what's happening here. Happy hour. There they are set. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I love these modular walls where if like one panel goes out, you don't have to rebuy the whole thing. That seems like a no-brainer to me. Doesn't make much sense to buy a big TV anymore if you're going to do things of scalable size. So it's nice that you can kind of replace one panel if something goes wrong. You see them on roadside digital, whatever they're called, digital billboards these days, right? Where it's usually just one panel that's out. So these could be used for backdrops for house of worship on stages. It's true. That poses a problem for cameras. I've always had this like fascination with how people are doing LED walls behind on their church stages and then doing video, using cameras in front of them, because you have to light the subject correctly. But if you have this really strong backlight, it poses kind of an interesting problem. How to light your subject correctly while also being able to see the LED wall behind them. It's an interesting problem. Open to options and solutions on that, by the way. I'm also, so I've moved my streaming desk as well. So this is the secondary desk that the Mac Mini sits on. And I had my other computer behind me. So that standing desk is behind me there. And it has now been stripped of all of its monitors and everything. And most of them are packed up. I am using one of them right here, but it's a good setup for today. It means that I can have a show. I could have actually done the show on the phone, I guess, but all good. Will's gonna have to peace out. Take it easy, man. It's always fun to have you on the show. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great show today. The refresh rate he threw in there. The refresh rate on the Absen live stuff is correct for video stuff. So on the Absen. So we should pop over to their website and have a little look-see at what they're up to. Why Absen? Markets, religious sites. It's called House of Worship. Oh, that's funny. Their website's really impressive. Whoa. I bet that there's no pricing. You think there's some pricing on this website? I highly doubt it. So the KLCOB2, however you say that, let's just Google it. KLCOB2, KLCOB2. Certainly it'll come up because no one else is going to have that acronym. And let's look and see if there are any websites that sell it. I'm going to go with no. Yeah, no, just the Absen websites come up. LinkedIn comes up. I'd be very interested to know pricing on this sort of stuff because it is beautiful. It looks like it's edge to edge, right? Looks really great. You can make creative shapes with it. Cool. Flip chip technology. Any case studies? Wow. My goodness, what would that cost to do that? Jeez. Region. Nothing. Look at this. Look at this site. That is quite the in Shanghai. Oh, in the airport. Okay. But if you click on region, okay, Northern America. Church on the Hill, Calvary Chapel, Vegas. There are more. Orlando, NBA's first 4K Ultra. Cool. These just look like TVs, though. I mean, this is kind of more what I was thinking. It's a good picture. Looks cool. But again, I'm assuming it's like an astronomical price. I'm assuming that it's just absolutely out of this world because I can't imagine that something that versatile is going to be economical. But I'm always curious to know religious sites. Who is this? Whoa. That's an interesting idea. Temples, House of Worship. Okay, so for retail display, indoor outdoor solutions. How do I, okay. A church in Peru. Action Church. All right, so it's just on a cycle. All right. Yeah, I'd be very interested to know what sort of, if I'd have to like mortgage my home or what, because I suspect I would. They're very impressive. Be fun to rent something like this for a gig and then just give it a run, see what it can do. But all good. All right. Well, I need to cut this short. Like I had said earlier in the show, there's a lot of irons in the fire, and I've got to try and figure out how to get all that stuff done. I need to be working on this week's service, which is actually a pre-recorded service for us. And so I've got to do that today and get that uploaded and kind of tie off all those loose ends. But then we're headed to Toronto. So next week I'll talk to you about how that went, and share some photos probably. And then, I'm planning on going to Toronto this weekend. I'll be in the city on Monday and then back here on Tuesday. And then the following Friday, I drive down to Nashville. I'm driving one of my cars down. So it's getting real. It will probably be my truck that will go down. So we're going to drive my truck down, and then I'm going to drive my truck down with some valuables and things in it, store that at a friend's house, and then fly home, which means I need to probably buy that plane ticket. But we're going to fly home, and then that will be that for stage one. Then I have pods that start showing up, and I've got 2 more that are coming. We've decided that we need 3, not 2. And so that's going to be a doozy of a price, but it's kind of the cost of moving. And then we're going to ship all of our stuff the next week. Let's see. Yeah. So then next week, oh my goodness, this is all like getting crammed together here. Where's my calendar? So the next week I have the pods are showing up on Wednesday, the 19th. So we're going to start loading things. And then on Friday, I drive down to Nashville. And then on Saturday or Sunday, on Sunday or Monday, I'll fly back. And then we might be closing on our home that week. So, man, there's not much time left. It's coming down to it. So we were really hoping to get out of here and down to Nashville before the holiday weekend, but that means we've only got like 2 weeks left. So, wowzers, this is coming along quickly. So anyways, hopefully you guys are doing well. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. More next week. Sorry that these are so short. I'm really looking forward to getting my office and studio set up again so that we can do these proper shows. I do have one more Snacks on Stream that's planned before I move, which is spicy honey. So hopefully I'll do that next week. I'll try and get a background up for that. But join me next week for Snacks on Stream. We will probably do this again through StreamYard. I might dig out my lights because I don't care for the lighting that's being done here naturally by the sun and through this camera. So we'll try that next week. And but take care of yourselves, and we will see you all in the next one. So take it easy, guys. Thanks so much. We'll chat soon.